Good morning, everyone. Today is a big pleasure to have in a studio, GISE Studio TV, two special guests. The first one on my left is Professoressa Petronio, that is a distinguished part of the board of PCR London Valve. And then on my right hand, I have William Wijns, that is the chairman of the PCR. Today I think this one is a very important discussion because there is something very new in the air, and is the issue of the importance of imaging. Actually, if you are an expert structural interventionalist, you have to be also an expert imaging interventionalist and interpreter. So I would like to hand over to Professoressa Petronio to explain a little bit more about this project of PCR and also about the opportunity to integrate and to connect PCR with GISE.
Thank you, Giuseppe. I think that you picked up exactly the right point. The question is that when I began to be a structural intervention in cardiology, it was hard to me to understand all different imaging. And now we have this opportunity because Nico Piazza, which you know, it is a very important intervention in cardiology with other engineers and software, they have promoted and thought as a software that is able to integrate different imaging, like fluoro together with CT, together with echo, and you can work with them and you are able to understand exactly the position of the chambers of the heart, the position in correlation with coronary arteries, for instance, in correlation where the valves are, where the auricular are. And with this possibility, when you are working in your cath lab and you are working with fluoro, you know exactly where these structures are and how you can move your catheters and your devices to have the easiest way and the quickest way to understand exactly what you have to do. So I think this is a really a new moment that could be very useful for younger generations. I've been working, we did the first pilot training set during London Valve this year. It was focused in 4 different sessions. Was an introductional part, then we did the TAVI part, then we did the mitral, the transeptal, the auricular, the coronary part, and we were able to be followed by many young intervention cardiologists that were very, very interested. So I would like William to say what exactly PCR are going to do with it.
Thank you. What we want to do with this is expose as many people as possible to this teaching so that they own this framework. It's actually a system that it unifies all the multi-modality imaging devices to one heart, basically. It integrates it. And once you understand it, I think you have it forever. So, I have a dream. May I? My dream is that, our collaboration that is so strong between PCR and GISE, that we could find the means to expose and teach this to as many young colleagues as possible, because they will never look at an angiogram or at an echo or at a CT in the same way after being trained through this fluoro-CT application designed by Nico Piazza and colleagues.
Thank you, William. I think this is going to be really disruptive, a new way to look at this issue. But just one last question for Professoressa Petronio and for the audience. Does all this educational stuff belongs to the pre-procedural phase of the procedure, or there is something also that might be included during the procedure by itself?
Well, at the moment, I think that the first step commercially will be to be able to look at these things pre-procedural, but of course this kind of software is able to be used even during the procedure. I mean, it is very, very easy to be positioned anywhere. So it is very straightforward.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you, and looking forward to the next year in GISE, because I hope that this session become true, and Professoressa Petronio will be the chairman together with the other GISE board. Thank you, William, and thank you, Sonia, for attending this session.